This is the conservative czar, a continuation of the first video talking about the two parts of the conservative movement. I want to talk today about what is the only effective strategy for conservatives to go forward. And that strategy is to lead with the pro-life movement, not be embarrassed about it. And I mean the pro-life movement in a general sense, the social issues. Lead with it. Don't be embarrassed, and it's the only effective strategy that will work. Let me tell you a little bit of why. Talked a little bit the last time about the fervor. I mean, who is not going to want to have on their side a whole bunch of people who believe that God is on their side and they will go to the ends of the earth at great personal expense for the cause? To write this people off with this kind of fervor is ridiculous. They need to be leading the movement. They don't need to be silent. That's the first reason why an effective strategy leads with the pro-life movement. The second reason, is that, for the first time, a majority of people, according to Gallup, consider themselves pro-lifers. Isn't this ironic that at the time when the first time that in a long time that a majority of people have said they're pro-life, all of a sudden there are people in the conservative movement saying, hey, you guys need to be quiet. We don't need you. Get lost. At the very time when it reaches a majority. This is the time to embrace the majority, not tell them to get lost. And the majority is pro-life. Third, it's a misnomer, and by the way, it took me a long time to understand this. It is a mistake to think, and some conservatives believe this. I think this is what Dick Armey, the idiot, believes in, okay? When he says, no, we got to not talk about the social issues. What he's saying is, we don't need to talk about it because where else are they going to go? This is a huge, huge mistake. You'd be amazed at how many pro-life people vote Democrat. And they vote Democrat because the issue isn't put in front of them. They're pro-life, but they're not told why it is essential that a pro-life person not vote Democrat. They're not told about it because it's not talked about in any political campaign. No, everybody's embarrassed about it. But I'm telling you, if you just got to the pro-life people who have been voting Democrat and switched half of them, we'd have a permanent majority in this country. The strategy is to get to these people with a pro-life message and up front with it. Lead with an effective strategy that promotes the pro-life movement, not be embarrassed about it. And there's a fourth reason why it is an essential effective strategy to lead with the pro-life movement. And that is what is the most harmful demographic trend against Republicans, conservatives, is the growth of the Hispanics in this country. Why? Because we have not tried to reach them. And these are eminently reachable people. I happen to believe that the most important thing for the Republicans and conservatives to do is one of the most important things is to evangelize the Hispanic movement into conservative principles. And what better conservative issue to lead to evangelize the Hispanic movement than the pro-life issue? They are almost entirely pro-life already, and they vote Democrat. It is the wedge issue that will go in and change minds in the Hispanic community, and we need them desperately. I'll tell you right now, you write off the Hispanics, we are doomed. Electorally, we are doomed. It is absolutely essential that they be brought on board. And the only issue that will bring them on board seriously is the pro-life issue. So it is the only effective strategy is to lead with the movement, talk about the movement. The majority of the people believe in it. The Hispanic community entirely believes in it. This is why we need to, our strategy, our tactic must be not to be embarrassed about the pro-life movement, but to lead with it. This is the Conservative Czar. See you next time.